I don't know how many of you missed it, but there was a massive press conference today. I think a lot of people did miss it. That's why I'm making this video today. Had a different plan actually for today's video. We're jumping right into it. Did Apple commit suicide? What exactly did FBI Director Wray and AG Barr say today? And how devastating is it for Obama and all the people that have been actively engaged in conspiring to steal the presidency of the United States? We're diving right into it, as you guys can tell today, guys. Real quickly, thank you, everyone. We are now over 18,000 subscribers. The channel has continued to grow really rapidly. I've got to get my YouTube stuff out of the way. Please, if you haven't already, hit the like button if you think this video doesn't suck. Please subscribe and hit the bell next to subscribe for notifications. Come back, help me support this movement. We have opened a lot of eyes, guys. If you go through the comments, you can see we are bringing massive amounts of people to the movement, and we are opening a lot of eyes. Just like my eyes were open, just like a lot of your eyes were open. We are doing that for other people. That is why I'm here. I couldn't do it without you guys. Thank you all so much. Things are going great. But again, like, subscribe, share this with your friends. And thank you everybody so much for all the comments. We've had a lot of them. We'll address them later in another video. What happened today? First thing I have in here that I want to talk about is Apple. We're going to dive into that part of it first. There is going to be Obamagate stuff, so please stick in there. Hang in to the end of the video. I'm trying to keep this rapid, but I've got a lot of notes. But we're starting with Apple. We'll talk about Obamagate. We'll talk about all the other stuff, Russiagate. It's all in here today. A lot to cover. So in the press conference, what basically happened was the FBI Director Wray and then AG Barr kind of tag team delivered a message about a terrorist that you guys probably maybe have forgotten because the media didn't give it much play at all, which naturally they wouldn't, right? Al-Shamani, I think is how you say his last name. I think it's Muhammad something, Al-Shamani. He attacked the Pensacola Air Force Base. I think it might have been an Air Force or Air Force Naval Base. Sorry for not knowing that. I've got a lot of notes here. That's not one of them. He essentially killed 3 of our armed forces members. It was a big deal. And since that time, and guys, this happened a long time ago. And since that time, Apple has done absolutely nothing for anyone. They have actually very much intentionally stood in the way of the FBI getting information about who this person was, who they worked with. The first portion of, and I think even later on, a good portion of, I would say almost the majority, it kind of felt like, of this press conference, had to do with the fact that Apple, during this time, they were asked by the FBI and by the president himself to please let the FBI unlock this dude's iPhone. They wanted into, he actually had 2 phones, 2 iPhones. They wanted into the phones. The FBI, or the people at Apple declined. After the FBI and after the president both asked them to get into this phone to investigate a terrorist attack against United States armed force members, 3 of them that died. They had a warrant. They had an actual warrant. This isn't like the spying they did in Obamagate, where they just start spying on people for no reason. No crime, no nothing, no warrants. You just unmask people. You have like 30-something people unmask them. Not the same thing. This was an actual investigation, a real investigation about something tangible, not a made-up Russiagate hoax, and that was all made up. This was something real. This happened. People died. Apple made a decision not to help them find out what happened. Apple decided not to let the United States Federal Bureau of Investigation get into this person's device to get information for months. It took them months. But guess what? The FBI got into the device with no help of Apple whatsoever. And the FBI and AG Barr made it very clear Apple did nothing to help us get this information, but we finally cracked it. They cracked Apple's code, whatever you want to call it. They got into this dude's device. I'm not done bagging on Apple, but we're going to move on a little bit. What they then started talking about was all the information that they got out of this phone and how, and I'm sure that this is why Apple was hiding this information. You guys say what you will. This is just my speculation. This is where I'm at on it. Apple must have had a really good reason to hide all that they hid on this dude's phone. And the FBI, Director Wray, only gave us a little bit because this is very much ongoing. And they still said they are, quote, exploiting the information on these devices still. So they couldn't tell us a lot. But they did tell us that they found out who this dude talked to, who he worked with, who was in on it. And they got information going back years off of this device. This dude was part of Al-Qaeda from the Arabian Peninsula. So they call it like AQAP. But this dude was connected. He had been talking to a lot of people for a long time. And they got all that information. This is just my speculation, guys. But they did not have this press conference during the middle of COVID-19. During the middle of the pandemic. The Wuhan virus. The Bill Gates virus. They did not have a surprise live press conference with Director Wray. And I know a lot of you guys don't like Director Wray. And I know that he's done a lot of things to make people not like him. But we keep getting the information from some of the people we trust that we can still trust Wray. So maybe he's a sleeper. Maybe he's being careful. But today I feel like Wray earned some stripes because he went off on Apple and for very good reason. And guys, I'm going to say this. I said I was done with Apple. I'm not. I have Apple devices, a bunch of them. I do believe them to be superior devices. I was a Droid guy for a long time. I went to Apple. I even at one point tried to go back to Droids just because Apple people can sometimes be really clicky, and you guys know which Apple people I'm talking about. I went back to Droids for a while, but I'm a realist, and the Apple products, in my opinion, for what I use them for and everything I've done, they have just been superior devices. I won't spend another dollar with Apple. There's no way in hell I buy more Apple devices. There's no way I give them money. And guys, this is what's going to happen. And this is kind of transitioning, and I don't know if this is flowing naturally with my notes, but this is where I want to go with this. They're going to turn this into a privacy issue. They're going to say President Trump just wants to be able to look at everybody's phone. Mark my words, that is how the media is going to spin what just happened. That is not what happened here. Apple kept the Federal Bureau of Investigation from investigating a terrorist attack in the United States, and they had a warrant. They had every reason for Apple to let them into these devices since last December. And we just cracked the devices not very long ago, and they had to crack them because Apple would not help. I'm done with Apple. That's just me. Again, if you guys watch my videos, I'm not a boycott person. I'm not telling you what to do. But I know where I'm spending my money next time, even if it means buying a little bit of an inferior product. I will make that sacrifice to prove my point to Apple, how sick and disgusted I am that they allowed that to happen. Think of the families and all of the people affected, and people that maybe were affected later on because we didn't stop this stuff earlier. If we had the information on these two phones last December, just think how different things would be. I'll let you decide what you think of Apple. Again, I know you guys are going to vigorously defend them. And I know the media is already working their spin. I've already seen it. And again, it's going to be that Trump just wants your privacy gone. That's not the case, guys. But if you're an idiot, if you're a rapist, if you're a child predator, a human trafficker, if you are on a list of being a terrorist, and they're not going to call people like me that speak up terrorist, I know where you guys are going to go with that. I firmly believe that the Federal Bureau of Investigation, Donald Trump, AG Barr, the people that run this country will not abuse the power. What you're talking about is an abuse of power. And that does happen, and I understand why. But that's not what's happening, even though the media is going to use that spin. This is about, if the FBI has a search warrant on some crazy people, and they go to the FBI or they go to the phone manufacturer and say, we need this dude's stuff, they get it. AG Barr went in to clear that up for us later, and I'm going to go back through my notes here a little farther. Again, I love my Apple devices, but principles matter. I'm done with Apple stuff. That's just me. After all this happened, they decided to do a little bit of questions. They did not do many. This was a COVID modified event, so they just had people on the phones. You could hear the person navigating through the phone system, telling people you get this amount of time. We're only going to take so many questions. Pete Williams from NBC is one of the, I think he was the first, and he asked the question. And I'm not going to go through everybody's question. I want this video to get crazy long. But Pete Williams, some of these people, I think they're trying to ask questions to make Trump look bad and to debunk Obamagate. And what these people are doing is absolutely backfiring on them. Either that, or they are finally actually doing real reporting on some of the fake news channels, and they're asking questions and they're lobbing softballs for these people. Pete Williams said, he basically asked about al-Shamani and who his connections were, and he wanted information about what he was trying to find out what the FBI knew. Ray stepped in and answered the question for AG Barr. I think Barr asked him to, but he told him, "We're not telling you any of that. Sorry, that's still." And this was awesome, because right there he said again, "We're still exploiting information from the two devices. We're not willing to give you any more than what we've already said about those devices." You and I both know there are people in this country, I'll let you decide who they are, crapping their pants, knowing this dude's phone got cracked now, and that they have all the information and they can look back years at who all this dude has talked to. Keep in mind, every person this dude talked to, they can look at that person and then look at that person, the people they talked to. Just like they did to Trump and his people during the whole fake Russiagate. So when we go use the same standards against them they used against Trump and his people, these people are going to be in a lot of trouble. You know they're freaking out. And again, that is why Apple refused to let them into these phones. That's just where I'm at. Again, just my opinions. Pete Williams' second question, he asked about Biden and Trump's accusation of Biden, because Trump's been very vocal. You guys have heard it. This is boom week. They said it was going to be boom week. Anybody out there that says this hasn't been boom week, you're tripping. Like every day there's something big. Trump's still throwing Obamagate around. He's out saying that Biden's been involved in crimes. So this Pete from NBC asked about Trump's accusations of Biden. Barr answered this question, and Barr essentially took this as an opportunity to throw right back in their faces that Russiagate and Obamagate. So Barr used Russiagate and Obamagate in these meetings against them. Again, these people are either really stupid and they didn't think what was going to happen with these questions. They thought they were asking clever questions, but they got crucified. Barr essentially said the intelligence agencies under Obama's administration, which includes his Vice President Joe Biden, were abusing their power and using the intelligence and law agencies to steal/control United States elections and decide who was in power in our country. They were using the intelligence agencies against innocent American citizens. He said it. It's clear as day. He was very clear about what was coming also. And guys, justice is coming. To all you guys in my comments that still want to make fun of me and call me childish, stupid little names like a Q-tard or a cucumber or whatever else you want to say, you guys are tripping on the good stuff if you really still think nothing is happening. On a daily basis, there are booms. And this news conference was a freaking boom, a massive boom. There was a little bit of a cliffhanger in what Barr said, and he did say that in the Durham investigation that Biden may likely not receive federal criminal charges, that he may have abused power and there may be evidence that shows abuse of power, but in the Durham investigation, Biden wasn't likely to see federal charges. So people could take that one of two ways. They're either going to be like, oh, see, Biden's clean, or he said Biden's just clean of like big time criminal charges in the Durham case, but he's in deep shit in some other cases. Again, there's some speculation there. I'll let you guys decide what it says. He also said, though, in the Durham investigation, to finish that point, he said that there were several other people that were the focus of the Durham investigation. So again, huge cliffhanger. And there are a bunch of people out there crapping their pants. Again, another boom the media is going to ignore. If the media was on our side, guys, this would already be all over your TVs, and I wouldn't have to be telling you this right now. Jared from RedRacer Video with 18,000 subscribers. I am small time on YouTube. I am a nobody on here. I've got to tell you guys this stuff because the media is not going to tell you. Think about that. Think about what they're telling you or what they're not telling you. Over and over and over, they said there was going to be an exploitation of the information on those phones. And that word, exploitation, I think a lot of people could think that or hear that and think, oh, they're going to exploit, they're just going to politically exploit it. Barr covered that, and he said that it has not anything to do with political motivation, but that they will be exploited. That to me says that information, they are going to run the people ragged. The people that are on that dude's phone are done. Again, guys, I'm going to say one last thing and then we're going to be out, but don't leave yet because I want to cover this. The media is going to spin this issue. You guys are already seeing it. Barr is just Trump's hitman. He's just trying to do Trump's dirty work. In my last video, we covered the fact that is not true. Barr is a dude that follows the Constitution, and wherever that leads is wherever it leads. And where it's going to lead is Trump winning and all these idiots losing. And the people who spied and were co-conspirators to treason that will, I believe many of them, die for their crimes. Those people are not just going to stop and let the media take Trump's side now. They're going to lie till the day they die. The media's on their side. The media's involved. They're going to keep spinning it. You're already seeing it. The other thing, again, you have to remember they're going to say about all of this is that Trump's trying to take our privacy away and he wants to look in your phone. Bull crap. He wanted to look in a terrorist's phone to investigate what happened to 3 American service members who died. He did not try to just look into my phone. The media is going to spin it, you guys. You know how this goes. One last thing Barr said is that the public decides what happens. These rules that are in place, the FBI being able to get in and spy when they need to on someone who's been identified a threat, these are rules that the public let happen. We vote our people into place. And reminding everybody there are elections happening all around us all the time. Vote in your local elections. It does matter who your local officials are. Don't just vote in the freaking big one every year. Don't just vote for the president every 4 years. Get involved. Your voice matters. I've said it before. I'll say it again. Your silence is your submission. Your voice is your weapon. Use it. I love everybody. This channel is doing really well because of you all, and it does help me, and I am grateful. I am trying to keep my information new. I'm trying to keep it fresh. In the description, there are links to a lot of the things I talk about. I am going to link the video today from Ray and Barr. So if you want to see that video, it'll be in the description. A lot of the people that I get my information, my inspiration from, you guys have told me and reminded me, you sound like so-and-so. That's because I watch some people that I trust. They haven't led me wrong in a number of years now. That's why I ride with them. So you're telling me the truth and I listen to you. To everybody out there, thank you. To everybody that's in my description, thank you guys. I appreciate you all. We got a lot of new stuff coming. I'm actually going to change my shirt and record a video right after this one because I got another video I have to make. So thanks everybody. New stuff coming all the time. Like, subscribe, tell your friends. Jared RedRacer Video. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you.